Okay, so here we're going to be practicing an underhanded braid. I braid overhand, so this is me trying to perfect this technique. So first I'm going to start out with 3 separated parts. I always put my fingers in between because it's easier for me. Once I get to this first braid loop or whatever, I'm going to wrap the braid hair around my finger and like tuck it in between the braids, and then I'm going to wrap around and braid like normally. In this method, I'm only braiding to one side, but I use another method where I feed in on both sides, and then I'm just going to do the same thing. I do this a maximum of 3 times, maybe 4, according to how thick I want the braid. And then if I want it longer, I'll wait till I get to the end of the braid and add in or feed in more braid hair during that process. But again, wrapping it around my finger, and then I'm going to like intertwine it in between my middle finger and thumb finger, and then flip it over to like blend it with that top part, and then I'm going to continue to braid down. Now this is where I switch to the underhand braid, which I'm not familiar with. But basically with the underhand braid, you are literally just pushing the hair behind the braid. And here you're going to see me intertwine it again into my 2 fingers. I slowed it down so you can see how I gripped it with my finger, with my my pointing finger and my thumb, and then wrap the hair around so that it blends in with the hair on top, and I can continue to braid it in like normal. Now this method here is where I'm going to be feeding in the braid on both sides, on the left and the right. And it's just the same process. You just feed it in between your pointing finger and your thumb, flip the hair over, and continue to braid as normal. And then on the other side, you literally do the same thing. You feed it in between your pointing finger and your thumb. And this is hard for me to do because for some reason, my left hand just cannot grip that hair right. So this braid is a little loose for my preference, but I'm going to practice more so that I can get it how I want it to look. But again, you're just going on each side, feeding in the braid hair, and then continuing to braid down the braid as usual. And yeah, there it goes. I like this underhanded method better. It seems like the braid is more uniform and like tighter, but it is something that I'm going to have to get used to doing. I braid much faster overhand, but this method, it's not that much slower than what I normally. I'm a slow braider anyway, but it seems more uniform, and I like the way it looks.